All right, for the second part of lesson 4.3, we are going to be on page 87. You see down here at the bottom, 87. We're on the check for understanding first two questions here on this page. Question number 1 says, tickets to the carnival cost $7. The cashier sells 225 tickets in 1 hour. She says that the ticket sales in that hour were $950. Is this reasonable? Use estimation to justify your answer. Okay, first I'm going to go through and highlight some information. So one ticket costs $7. That's important to know. And we need to know that they sell 225 tickets in 1 hour. And then she's saying that the ticket sales in that hour were $950. And we need to solve if that would be reasonable or not. So in order to know how much the ticket sales were in that hour, we are going to take how much one ticket costs, which is $7, and multiply it by the number of tickets that were sold in an hour, and that's 225. Okay. It tells us to use estimation to justify your answer. So in order to estimate what the answer would be, we're going to need to round this factor right here of 225. So let's keep 7 as the same. And now let's think about 225. I'm going to round it to the highest place value that it has. So I'm going to round it to the nearest 100. So find your place. Look next door, 5 or bigger, add 1 more, 4 or less, let it rest. Next door we have a 2, so that means this 2 is going to rest and stay a 2. And then we'll replace our 10s and our 1s places with zeros. Now, could we solve this with a basic fact to know what 7 times 200 would be? We can do that. Our basic fact would be 7 times 2. And 7 times 2 is 14. And then we'll look at how many zeros we have in one of the factors. We have 2 zeros there. So we come up with an estimation of $1,400. That's what that would be. My dollar sign there. That should be $7 there in front. Okay, so $1,400 would be our estimation. She says the ticket sales were $950. Is her answer reasonable? No, it is not. Okay, you can write out there, no, it is not reasonable, because the answer, it should be between $1,400, or even if we rounded this up to $300, it would be $2,100 when we multiply. So $950 would be too low of an estimate. We know it would need to be between $1,400 and $2,100. So her answer is not reasonable. Question 2, we're just asked to use rounding to estimate 4 times 3,122. Okay, so I'm just going to mark this number here so that we can think about rounding 3,122. We'll leave 4 the same. Find your place, look next door. 5 or bigger, add 1 more. 4 or less, let it rest. So 1 is less than 4. We're going to keep that 3 the same and replace the other digits with zeros. So we would round 3,122 to 3,000, and now we can use our basic fact of 4 times 3, which is 12, and then see how many zeros we have in our factors. 1, 2, 3. So our estimate would be 12,000.